Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Dunn. Welcome you to yet another WHA Stone Cold Hockey video. We're doing the 73-74 season. We've done a lot of games going on right here. In the East, the New England Whalers are 13-5. The Whalers would soon change the name to the Hartford Whalers and make the NHL in 1979. And then there's a dogfight. The Chicago Cougars are second, trying to battle the Blackhawks for fans, which is weird. Third place is the Cleveland Barons. I would say the Barons, Cleveland Crusaders. You know, the NHL had the Barons for 2 seasons, but in the 70s. But yeah, Cleveland with Jerry Cheevers being their head goalie, and the New Jersey Knights. They were the New York Knights last year. Then they moved to New Jersey, to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in one of the worst arenas because there would seem like a dip in the ice surface. The Toronto Toros are fifth with 16 points. The Toros got the team from Ottawa. They were the Ottawa Nationals. Ottawa had trouble with trying to get arena for their hockey, so they basically sold themselves to Toronto. They had to play games in Toronto, and then Toronto was like, "We'll take it." They tried to go to Maple Leaf Gardens, but Howard Ballard made it hard to do it. So, and the Quebec Nordiques are last in the East, the team that took Quebec by storm, the province, and then 5 years later got to the NHL. Minnesota and Houston are leading the West. Minnesota 10-6. The Fighting Saints trying to fight with the North Stars for fans, and the Houston Aeros. And yes, this was the first year with Gordy, Marty, and Mark Howell. Edmonton 8-5-2, called the Edmonton Oilers instead of the Alberta Oilers. I don't know if they played games in Calgary, but Edmonton got their Oilers, and in 1979 they got their NHL franchise. Vancouver is next at 14 points. They're the former home of the Philadelphia Blazers. Philly thought like they couldn't produce. Bernie Parent went back to the NHL. Derek Sanderson went back to the NHL, and they moved to Vancouver. Winnipeg 7-11. They would get their NHL franchise as the Jets would be merged into the NHL in 79. And Los Angeles, the Sharks are terrible. Trying to compete with the Kings for fans. Anyway, Mike Walton, Shaker Walton of the Fighting Saints leads the goal parade with 16. Tom Webster of the Whale and Ron Climbing of the Oilers, all 14. Points wise, it is Brian Campbell of Vancouver with 29. Mike Walton, 28. Andre the Clock, 27. Goaltending Cam Newton, not the quarterback, but the goalie for the Chicago Cougars, 7-1. Don McLeod and Al Smith are next in the goals against per 2. Standings wise, lots of teams have played 18 or 19 games in the East. Chicago and Cleveland have only played 15. So their points percentage will be big as well. And in the West, Houston's only played 13 games. Los Angeles played 19 games. Points percentage, Houston would be crushing it, but of course they've only played 13. Minnesota's played 16. At home, Los Angeles has yet to win at home. They've all 4 wins have been on the road. Winnipeg's 1-6 at home, which is unusual. Minnesota actually has a terrible home record. Yet they're winning the division. Because on the road, they've been nearly flawless. On the road, Houston's been undefeated, the only undefeated team. The least road wins is 2 by Vancouver. Nevertheless, we got ourselves the highlights. Best wins, 12 hat tricks going on, including a par 4 goal against Rusty Patterson for Edmonton and Ron Climbing for Edmonton. Most memorable game right now is LA, New Jersey, October 28th, when LA was up 4-1 by New Jersey, made it 5-4 in overtime. I don't remember if I did that one. I think I did that one. Can't remember. The second most memorable game, Toronto, Chicago, November 10th, when Chicago was up 4-1 and Toronto won overtime on a goal by Wayne Dillon. And third, LA, Houston, when LA was up 4-1. Well, this was the one I think I did. And Houston scored 4 goals in quick succession. We got a lot of 3-goal comebacks. So we're checking the standings. Also Saturday, and just making sure that we got Cleveland, Houston, LA, Vancouver, Winnipeg, and Minnesota in. We haven't. None of them are playing each other in a sense. So we have to autoplay. Chicago beats Toronto, New England beats Quebec, and New Jersey beats Houston. Saturday, Minnesota, Edmonton. Can't do that. Ooh, whatever. Chicago, New Jersey. Houston, Quebec. Winnipeg, Toronto. And Cleveland, Vancouver. Okay, we can do Cleveland, Vancouver, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll do Cleveland, Vancouver. Now we're going to do Cleveland, Vancouver. As I am taping this, there's a massive rainstorm just starting. Anyway, Cleveland at Vancouver. Cleveland 8-6-1 right now. Vancouver 7-11. Jerry Cheevers, the man that Cleveland stakes everything on. And former Bruins goalie is your starter against George Garner, who used to play for the Canucks. Pete Donnelly, Yves Armstrong, and Danny Sullivan, not the Indy car driver, is also in net. Bob Wood in the backup for Cleveland. Cleveland has Gary Jarrett playing with Jim Wist, Jerry Pinder, Skip Craik, Grant Erickson, Ron Buchanan, Paul Schmier, Tom Eater, Ray Clearwater, Paul Andrea, Russ Walker, Larry Hillman, Doug Brindley, Bill Heindel, Robbie Neal, Bill Young, Wayne Malone, Norm Cornway, William Hillman, Rich Pumple, Ted Hodgson, former SEAL, Ralph Happyhurry, and Ron Morgan. Vancouver has Brian Campbell, the former Blackhawk, with Danny Lawson, who used to be pretty good with the Philly Blazers. Oh, yeah, Philly. Claude Sephora, former Blue. Don Burgess, Pye McKenzie, former Bruin. John Magnol, Murray Myers, Ron Plum, Jim Adair. Colin Campbell, yes, that Colin Campbell. Jim Cardiff, Mike Chernoff, Rob McSween, Denny Meloche, Ed Hatum, Donald Donahue, Dave Hutchinson, former Leaf, Serge Baudin, Sam Gallard, Jimmy Jones, Michel Plant, Camilo Perrier, and Jean Tetreault. All right, here we go. 5 minutes into the game. That's for Cleveland Skiers from Clearwater, Florida. It's Ray Clearwater. His story from Jarrett and Erickson makes it 1-0 Cleveland. Next up, 5 more minutes. Pass battle, agitated. Cleveland gets agitated, and Andrea takes a 2-minute penalty. Power play goal. I thought the law and Lawson won. That is goal number 11 of the campaign. Lawson's 11 for Burgess and Hatum. 1 minute later. It's a dare to remember. Jim Adair has scored from Lawson and Campbell. Yeah, and a dare to remember. 2 minutes later. Not Burgess Meredith. He's non-Burgess. He's 11 from Pye McKenzie and Jim Cardiff. 3-1. 5 more minutes pass. Chance for Saints of Florida to score. No. Vancouver has a 3-1 lead. After 20 minutes. 6 minutes later. Action. Time door. 3 minutes later. Chance for Cleveland? No. 6 more minutes. Cleveland Skiers. A Schmier campaign. Paul Schmier puts it in from Craik and Pinder. Makes it 3-2. 4 minutes. Chance for Cleveland Skier. Clearwater, Florida does it again. His second of the night from Heindel and Craik. Makes it 3-3. 3-3 after 2. Not 3-3 after 3. It's a perfect number. It's not there. Early on. Gresham. It's Jimmy Hutchison. And Cleveland take advantage. Yes, they can. Skier. Pop, power play goal. Ross Walker has fifth from Adore and Clearwater. Makes it 4-3 Cleveland. 3 more minutes. Oh, and Jarrett whacks Campbell and we'll go to the box. Will Vancouver tie? How to him? Oh, I finally got it. There you go. Skier. Power play goal. Burgess Meredith does it again. His second of the night from Chernoff. We're tied. I thought the law and Lawson scored second of the night from Baudin and McSween. 5-4. 3 minutes later. Vancouver chance by Lawson for the Hatzel trick? No. 4 more minutes. Got it? Little hit. Empty nets are coming on. Antonio Campbell puts it in the net. Vancouver shot Cleveland 6-4. Lawson and 3 points did Lawson have? I think 4. Danny Larson with 4 points, equaling the amount of goals Cleveland scored. So Vancouver wins 6-4. So that's that. What do we have for Saturday? Toronto, Cleveland. So we're trying to get Houston, LA, Winnipeg, Minnesota. What? Houston, LA, Winnipeg, Minnesota. Wait, Winnipeg and Minnesota can both each other. Yeah, Winnipeg and Minnesota will play on Christmas Day. Okay, Houston, LA. When does Houston play LA next? We want to know the schedule. They play on December 6th. I said Christmas Day, November 25th. So December 6th. Okay. So December 6th. So I gotta remember that for LA. LA, December 6th. I'm gonna simulate the games ahead of time. I thought it was Christmas Day for some reason. So yeah, so Winnipeg and Minnesota will play a second game. Yeah, Winnipeg and Minnesota will play their second game. So it's 8-12-1 Winnipeg. It's 13-6 Minnesota. Ernie Wakely, the former Blues goalie who was bumped out of the crease by Glenn Hall and Chuck Pont in St. Louis. Joe Daly normally would be the starter. He's a WHA icon. Bill Holden was on that. John Garrett, the former, the future Hartford Whaler and future color commentator for Hockey Night in Canada. Usually the backup to Mike Curran, but Garrett is starting tonight. Jack McCartan, the hero of the 1960 U.S. Olympic hockey team, in what is called the Forgotten Miracle. So Winnipeg with Bobby Hall, the Golden Jet. The main reason why Winnipeg and the WHA was taken seriously when they swiped Bobby Hall for $1 million. Not over 1 year, but like through a 10-year annuity. Christian Bordelot, Fred Huck, What the Puck, Norm Bourdain, Ron Snell, Danny Johnson, Bob Wojtowicz, former Blue Shaggy Grounded, Ab McDonald, Joe Sanusi, who was traded from the Bruins to the Rangers organization in the Phil Esposito trade. Dan Spring, Larry Horning, Bob Ash, Ted Hargraves, Freeman Asmunson, Doug Rousseau, Milt Black, Kelly Pratt, Cal Swinson, Bill Sutherland, Garfield Sudo, Ken Stevenson, Jim Hargraves. The Fighting Saints have Mike Walton in left wing, Shaker Welton, Wayne Connolly, former Bruin at right wing, while Shaker Welton for the Leafs. George Morrison, Murray Heatley, Tad Hampson, former Seal, Jim Johnson, Mike Antonovich, John Arbor, Bobby McMillan, future Flame, Steve McCardwell, Mike McMahon, former North Star, Rick Smith, Keith Christensen, Terry Ball, Rob Walton, Gordon Gallant. If you're thinking the former Red Wing player and Vegas Rangers coach, that's Gerard Gallant. Bill Klatt, Bob Boyd, Dick Paradise, and Blaine Reidman. Here we go. 5 minutes into the game. Will get penalized. It is Smith. Jets trying. Nope. Stansky. Power play goal from you know who. The Golden Jet. His 15th from Jean-Guy and Swinson gets the assist. Is that his first point of the year? I don't know. 5 more minutes coming in. Macmillan. Jets. They killed someone Russo and Milbach. 1 more minute. Bill Platt has scored from Gallant and McMillan. Challenge 1-1 after 20 minutes. 5 minutes into the second period, Winnipeg Skeeters. Boldin has 8 as Bobby Hall with the assist and Ab McDonald makes it 2-1. And then Minnesota tries to counter. No. 5 more minutes. I don't think I talked about Murray Heatley. Looks like I never did. Morrison and Hansen. 5 minutes. A fight between Fran Huck, What the Puck, and Dick Paradise. They pay Paradise, put up a parking lot. Huck gone for the Jets. That's the center. Minnesota lost a defenseman. That's Paradise. Last few seconds. Hargreaves, with 45 seconds left. His second from Bobby Hall and Rizzuto. 3-2. So the Jets looking pretty good. Hit on Heatley. 3 more minutes. And it's Asmussen. Can Minnesota do something? But they kill on Morrison and Cardwell. Much later. Nice on Arbor and McMahon. left in period 3. Are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. We are going to a 10-minute overtime period. Battle, aggression. Overtime, Robbie Walters. Shaking Brothers scores from Hampson and McMahon. Minnesota beats Winnipeg on Pro Lagation. So what a win for the Stars. I knew I was going to say that. For the Fighting Saints. We're now 14-6. And we're going to be simulating for a little bit. Autoplay of the week because we need to get to the 6th for the matchup between Houston and LA. We want to get Houston LA in there. Houston, New Jersey, and now we'll get Houston LA. One of 2 games. So Houston, 16-5-2, LA pathetic. 4-22-1. Jim McLeod, the number 4 goalie now for the Sharks. Wilkie, Hoganson, and Gillow have done nothing for the LA Sharks. Houston brings Don McLeod, who also was a WHA icon. In the Nets, Wayne Rutledge, former Kings goalie, and Ronnie Graham, who would birth a son, John Graham, who actually played with Ray Bourque for the Bruins. And that's important because Ron Graham was traded from Boston to LA for LA's first round pick in the 1979 draft. And that was the pick that got Bourque. Anyway, Houston starts, Gordy, Mark, and Marty Howe. We all know these guys. It's weird how they got Mr. Hockey, who's an NHL icon, to play in the WHA. Rocky Richard, who also was a good right winger, didn't play in the WHA. He coached for 2 games. Larry Lund around, Frank Hughes, Andre Hintz, Murray Hall, Jim Sherritt, Gord Levoiseau, Paul Pupil, Ted Taylor, John Scala, Don Grierson, Marty Howe, Gord Kensinger, Larry Hale, Joe Shura, Gary Williamson, Jack Stanfield, Bill Prentice, and Ed Hawkstra. Playing for the Sharks, it is Mark Tartif, who would be a WHA icon after being less than impressive with the Canadiens. Gary Fenaruso, JP LeBlanc, Brian McDonald, Jerry Odrosky, Reg Thomas, Ron Ward, who would be a good skater for the New York. I think he was the goal scoring champ in the last simulation. Steve Sutherland, Bart Crashley, Ron Walters, Alton Waite, Tom Service, Jim Niekamp, Ron Garwazek, Don Gordon, Jerry Semerek, Bill Horton, Earl Heiskala, Fred Speck, Jimmy Watson, Ted McCaskill, and Hal Willis. Here we go. 4 minutes into the game. 2 minutes. Sutherland and ruins Houston's attack. We'll do that. Markel, what a stop by McLeod. Really? But they score. Pop-up power play goal. Andre Hintz, his 8th from Williamson and Popule. Another 3 minutes of pass aggression. Aggression. It's Sutherland for 2. No shot from Hughes. And no shot from Markel. Fuck. You may be saying. Another chance. Skior. Tad the Toolman Taylor, his 6th from Scala and Marty Howe. 2-0 Houston. 3 more minutes. Houston another chance. Skiors. I shot the Sherritt, but I didn't shoot the deputy. His 15th from Marty Howe and Popil. Another chance, maybe. It's Crashly trying to crash Houston's net, but Houston's up 3-0. Boy, LA's really bad. They're reducing after. Houston takes a 2-minute call. It's Taylor. What a stop by Fenaruso off of McLeod off of Fenaruso. But they score a goal. Ron Ward, the goal scoring in the last year, his third from Walters and Reg Thomas. Ron, Reg. I do Ron, I do Ron. Yeah, his name's the same as my dad. Yeah, he's quite as good. But he's playing on a dumb team. I do Ron, I do Ron. Much later. And he takes another chance, Brian McDonald? No. 1 more minute. I do run, run, run. I do run, run. Yes, second of the game. Yes, got to go for. Yes, it's from Rodrosky and Tardive. I do run, run, run. I do run, run. Much later, battle, aggression. Hughes. Just like that, it's 3-3. They're not laying down. They're not laying down. We're tied. 3-3 after 2. 3 more minutes. Houston skills. Papai, papai, papa, papa, papai. I sunk the sharks because I can live like I'm Papa the Sailor Man. Noot toot. From Mark Howe, 4-3. Houston with no chance. Hughes. Oh. 3 more minutes. Houston scores. It's Mr. Hockey himself, his 17th from Hinz and Pupil. I think that's 4 points from Pupil. I know he scored. I think he had 3 assists. 2 more minutes. That's it for Houston scores. Scala, Scala, Scala. His 5th from Pupil. McLeod, they got to take him out. Russ Gillow is going to come in the net. Brian McDonald scored a goal. E-I-E-I-O. From Red Thomas and Fred's back, he just made a 6-4. E-I-E-I-O. That's goal number 13 in Thomas's back. Say, assist number 8 and 3 all together. Houston's got to come back from this. Brian McDonald scored the goal. E-I-E-I-O. 1 minute. Enforcer, fight. Double fight. It's Ted Taylor and Ted McCaskill. That hurts Houston because Taylor's a good player. But it doesn't hurt. And Murray Hall scores from Lund to make it 7-4. So Houston's back it with a 3-goal lead. And that's it. After Houston goes up 3-0, LA made it 3-3, but Houston scores 3 straight goals. Houston wasn't scared. 7-4, an entertaining game. Oh, McLeod's beat McLeod. I didn't even realize that. Jeff, how did you fucking not do that? Sorry. So Popio got 1 assist. 2, 3, 4 assists by Popio and a goal. He's the star of the game. Like, why wouldn't he be? So we'll simulate the Friday games and then 3 games on Saturday. So we'll just make sure we break that down. And New Jersey, Chicago, New England, Cleveland, Quebec, and Minnesota. So we're gonna have our lineup set for next week for the Saturday games. We will do the same week. We might as well, because everyone's now had done 2 appearances. All right, so New England looking good. Houston and Minnesota are fighting tooth and nail in the West. LA just sucking like no one else could. So that's what life will be like. Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'm gonna do.